Hi, Ed here from keywordspeopleuse.com, and I've got an exclusive time-limited offer for you. If you book a product demo with Keywords People Use, I'll give you a free 7-day trial of our standard plan, which allows you access to our new content optimization tool. This tool hooks into your Google Search Console data so we can find all the keywords you're ranking for and what pages are ranking. We then crawl your site content and use advanced machine learning techniques like embeddings and cosine similarity to find you content optimization opportunities that will quickly boost your impressions and clicks from Google. This new feature in Keywords People Use is already showing results for people using it. Don't miss out on the opportunity of a 7-day free trial. Just go to keywordspeopleuse.com/demo to book your slot. That's keywordspeopleuse.com/demo. You'll find the link in the show notes of this episode. Hello and welcome to SEO is Not That Hard. I'm your host Ed Dawson, the founder of the SEO intelligence platform keywordspeopleuse.com, where we help you discover the questions people ask online and then how to optimize your content to build traffic and authority. I've been in SEO and online marketing for over 20 years, and I'm here to share the wealth of knowledge, hints and tips I've amassed over that time. Hello and welcome back to SEO is Not That Hard. It's me here, Ed Dawson, as always, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that it frustrates me sometimes, and I think it frustrates others as well. It's domainers, right? These are people who buy up domains, sit on them, and then try to sell them at a profit. So we'll talk about what domainers do, why they do it, why and how it affects SEO, and why it gets on my nerves, and also, a personal story I've got to share, which was the inspiration for doing this podcast. So let's talk about domainers first and what they do. So what they are, they're people, individuals in some cases, in other cases, there's some quite big companies now that do it. And what they do is they buy domain names with the sole intention of reselling them later for a profit. They scout for domains that either have just expired because the owner forgot or decided not to renew them, or if they contain keywords that might be valuable for SEO or branding, or are brandable in their own right. They might be good for a company name or things like that. And so a domainer's goal is simply just to sort of snap up these domains and hoard them before anybody else gets hold of them, and will hold on to them, and sometimes without even putting a website on them. Sometimes they just have them sit there not doing anything, or they park them on sites with ads waiting for potential buyers to come along. Now, purely from a business point of view, fair enough, it's a classic case of supply and demand, and there's nothing illegal about what they're doing, or even, is it morally wrong? I don't know. Probably not in most cases, but they do it because sometimes some people are willing to pay hundreds, even thousands of dollars for the right domain names. Some have even gone for the millions. I remember cruises.com went for multiple millions of pounds. So there are some companies out there that are willing to pay big money for your domains if they've decided they want them for their brand or to build a brand on. So that's why people do it, okay? But from my standpoint, as someone who actually wants to build websites and generate actual real value, it can be a real pain when you're trying to find new domains. If you're trying to start a new project, you're trying to create a new brand for something, you can have a really good idea for a name, you can go out there and find it's gone, it's just someone sat on the domain doing nothing with it. I mean, if I've come up with a name I think I like that might be brandable, and I go there and someone's already built a website on it and they're running a business using that, then fair enough, they got there first. But when it's just people sat there waiting for someone to come along because it's a brand name they like, it's really frustrating. But to talk about why this actually came to me as an idea to talk about, it was because one of my affiliate sites, it's my energy affiliate site, it targets the UK, and it's on the .co.uk version of the domain name is what the site is actually live on. And it's been there for probably 8 years or so now. Now, when I first registered that domain and decided on that brand name, I bought the .com version as well. Because I thought I wanted to stop someone essentially at that time coming along and copying the domain name and just putting the .com on, because in the UK, .coms can work okay. I prefer .co.uk if I'm just targeting the UK, but .coms can target it quite well. So I bought the .com just to block it. And, I've just been paying for it, sat there doing nothing. It wasn't even redirected to the .co.uk for, the past 8 years. And I've recently been having a little bit of a cull of my domain name portfolio because, I know I've just ranted about how bad domainers are. I do have a bad habit, which I'm not so bad nowadays, but historically a bad habit of having an idea of something and then going and register the domain names. It's always the case because I think I'm going to build something, but often I haven't got around to it. I've just stacked up probably several hundred domain names over the years. And I thought, each one of them costs me 10 quid or more a year to renew. And I'm probably paying several £1,000 a year, several $1,000 a year, just renewing domain names that I don't use and I've never got any intention of using. And, they're not really worth a lot to sell as far as I'm concerned anyway. So I've just been letting them drop. And one of them was this .com version of the .co.uk site that I've got. And it just dropped the other week. And I thought nothing of it, Now, the interesting thing was that within 24 hours of it dropping, I got an email, and this email came. It was actually via the contact form on our .co.uk site. So this person had come to us directly, and it says, "Message, hi, I noticed that domainname.com is available, and I thought it might align with your brand. If you're considering securing a new domain, this could be an excellent option. Feel free to check it out or submit an offer here." And then there's a link to where go to make an offer on the domain. Let me know if you have any questions. Kind regards, blah, 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 the person's name. So this person, their company had literally waited for the domain to drop, bought it, and then come to our website, which shares the exact same domain name except where the .co.uk and they bought the .com that I'd let drop, trying to sell it to me. They probably had no idea that we originally owned it, because it would have had domain privacy on. But they've watched it drop, they've bought it on the drop, and then they've looked around for someone to sell it to and tried to come back and sell it to us. So if anything, it's funny. They've wasted time and money trying to sell me back a domain to me that I'd actually let drop. So in this case, it's funny. But there's a downside here, What if I had accidentally let it drop and I didn't mean to? They could then actually hold me hostage to get my own domain name back, and this can happen. And that's where I think it does come a little bit dirty. If people are doing this, they wait to hijack and then try and hold people ransom for them. Now, there are ways you can go around it. You can take people to court, you can go to domain name resolution services, especially if it's something that you've run before or if you've trademarks on it and things like that. But it's still an annoyance when people do that to you. Yeah, so I find it frustrating when domainers hoard domains, cause confusion for brands. So, if you're trying to build a brand and you can't find the right version of it available because someone else has sat squatting it. Now, SEO wide, there are no particular negatives to the SEO side of it. But if you do want to consolidate your brand across multiple top-level domains and a domainer is sat on a version of it, it can make it really expensive for you or even impossible. And if, the domainer themselves actually decided to build a low-quality site on that domain, then there's potential for brand dilution or confusing customers who are searching for you. So, that's an annoyance. Yeah, it annoys me how they pounce on expiring domains. Like, as I experienced, that could have been a real annoyance to me. Obviously, we know it didn't because I was deliberately let it drop, but it just shows you how they're doing this and how they have automated systems for doing this and to try and get it to hold people hostage and then flip back to them. I mean, obviously, I understand why they're doing it because it can be pretty profitable. If you catch a domain that's in high demand, then, it could be worth a lot of money. It's a bit like real estate, really, I suppose, except digital. It's low maintenance and potentially high return. And back in the early days of the internet, it was a gold rush. There were people buying up lots of sort of single word domain names and things like that. And they did make some good money selling them. But I think it's getting to the point now where there's so many people trying domaining, again, because it's one of those get rich quick things. You'll get people. I know I've seen people out there with courses, how to do domaining, how to get rich with domaining. And it's really, really hard because so many of the really valuable ones have been snapped up and gone. And now people are just scrabbling around at the bottom of it with multiple word domains, all being completely hijacked and gone. And those of us looking to develop stuff find it really hard to find domains. So anyway, can you do to protect yourself against domainers? Okay. So first of all, keep an eye on your domains, monitor your domains. Keep track of your renewal dates, set up auto renews on them, use calendar reminders. You don't want to lose a domain accidentally because, you're in control of that part of it. Secondly, buy the extensions you really need. If you've got the .co.uk for your business and you think the .com is crucial, or the .org or the .net or the .whatever, then buy them up front when you are first registering it. Because as soon as you get something on there of any value, then people will buy all the other domains, the other top level domains around it. And like I say, if you don't care, like I don't care in the case of this UK version, this site, then that's fine. But buy them early if you want them. If a domain name you've already want has been purchased, then you can use a back ordering service. And these are the kind of services that the domainers themselves use to try and nab them when they expire. So it won't always be successful because any domain expiring has probably, of any value, has probably got other people looking at it, but they're worth a try if you're trying to get hold of a domain and you think it's going to expire. If all else fails and you really want a domain that's owned by a domainer, then you might have to, you got to be open to negotiations, but be prepared to pay a premium. It's not ideal, but if your brand absolutely needs that domain, then factor it into your budget. But I would say, because here's one time when I did actually buy a domain off a domainer, they will come down on price, because although they may think it's really, really valuable, there's only a very small market for any particular domain name, apart from the very, 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 like the cruise.com ones, that kind of thing. Most other domains you'll find, especially 2-word domains, 3-word domains, there's not going to be a lot of competition to buy a domain name, especially one that's like a naked domain name that's never had a site on it, so it's got no backlink or history profile. Then, be aggressive in your negotiations. I got the price down for the one I bought. They wanted $3,000 to start with, and I ended up paying $700. So don't go with the first offer. Be willing to walk away. You will get the price down. So yeah, with all that said, there's another type of domainer that I have talked about before, and those are people that chase and buy domains for their SEO value. That's different. Okay, I've done podcast episodes on that. Go and look at, search for, I think it's called expiring domains and domains at auction. That's where I talk about when people buy domains for their SEO value of their backlinks. This is different. This is just really a warning to you that in this online ecosystem, there are this little subset of people, the domainers, who are out there looking to make that fast buck. And I've said my piece on what I think about what they do, but just be aware that they're out there and watch out for them, and that the fact that they can cause you issues if you don't look after the domains you've got and you don't get the domains you want up front. So anyway, I hope that was useful. I hope that was interesting. And yeah, until next time, keep optimizing, stay curious, and remember, SEO is not that hard when you understand the basics. Thanks for listening. It means a lot to me. This is where I get to remind you where you can connect with me and my SEO tools and services. You can find links to all the links I mentioned here in the show notes. Just remember, with all these places where I use my name, the Ed is spelled with 2 Ds. You can find me on LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Just search for Ed Dawson on both. You can record a voice question to get answered on the podcast. The link is in the show notes. You can try our SEO intelligence platform, Keywords People Use, at keywordspeopleuse.com, where we can help you discover the questions and keywords people are asking online, cluster those questions and keywords into related groups so you know what content you need to build topical authority, and finally, connect your Google Search Console account for your sites so we can crawl and understand your actual content, find what keywords you rank for, and then help you optimize and continually refine your content with targeted, personalized advice to keep your traffic growing. If you're interested in learning more about me personally or looking for dedicated consulting advice, then visit www.eddawson.com. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of SEO is Not That Hard.